These are the most relevant news or gossip about what happened during the month in the world of anime, manga Japan, or the otaku community. The live-action dating game Super Scout, released on July 18th, has been greeted with an avalanche of positive reviews on Steam and has reached a peak of 5,231 concurrent players. This latest PC title from Chinese developer Mountain NC Studio is available in 5 languages, including English, and has been praised for its beautiful heroines, compelling story, and slightly NSFW scenes. Super Scout is an interactive live-action romance game in which players assume the role of male protagonist Shui Gu. As the title suggests, you are a headhunter. However, due to past events that are revealed as you progress through the game, you make a deal with the god of entertainment to become a Super Scout. This ability allows you to recognize the star qualities of each heroine and help them become top performers. The downside is that the god takes any money you earn in exchange for your superpower. Fortunately, the beautiful heroines in the game don't care about your finances. Super Scout became an instant hit upon its release, peaking at 5,385 players on its first day. Since then, it has maintained at least 5,000 concurrent players daily. At the time of writing, Super Scout has an extremely positive rating on Steam. 95% of the 1,000 plus user reviews are positive. Gamers have praised the adorable heroines, well-shot scenes, and captivating plots. Most of the reviews are in simplified Chinese, indicating that the game has been very well received among Chinese-speaking users. Among all the girls in the game, Yishu seems to be the most popular among reviewers. On July 24th, the Fukuoka District Court handed down a judgment against mangaka Erika Ikeda, known under the pseudonym Nekakridge, for violation of the income tax law. The artist, known for her work in the manga Kusuria no Hitorogoto, was accused of evading taxes of approximately 47 million yen, more than $300,000. The judge found that this was serious tax evasion over several years, sentencing Ikeda to 10 months imprisonment with a 3-year stay of execution, plus a fine of 11 million yen, over $71,000. The 3-year stay of execution means that the prison sentence will not be carried out unless the defendant commits another crime during this probationary period. If Ikeda maintains proper behavior during these 3 years, the prison sentence will be vacated. Well-known screenwriter Makoto Uezu, responsible for hit series such as Ensatsu Kushitsu, Akane ga Kill, and Konosuba, God's Blessing on This Wonderful World, recently answered an interesting question on Twitter. Asked by a user how much it would cost to produce a one-season anime if a millionaire with no heirs on the verge of death asked him to do so, Uezu replied, approximately 300 million yen, about $2.8 million. However, even if a person had that kind of money, production companies usually do not have immediate availability and, in many cases, would prefer to work with trusted clients. He further stated that if high quality is sought, both the budget and the time required would increase significantly. Uezu's revelation not only sheds light on the high cost of producing anime, but also on additional challenges such as studio availability and preference for reliable clients. The world of anime production remains an expensive and competitive arena, with prices that can vary significantly depending on quality and available resources. The digital store Dimpasoft has issued a press release announcing the removal of several adult, hentai, video games from its platform. This action was taken after receiving a request from certain banks demanding the removal of titles that met certain criteria outlined by those financial institutions. This notice is to inform everyone that several digital titles have been removed from Dimpasoft and are currently unavailable for sale. Initially, we were contacted by our bank to remove certain securities that matched criteria that the bank had indicated. Considering the situation we are in, we have complied with these requests out of an abundance of caution. During this time, users who have already purchased the aforementioned titles will also not be able to download them. Unfortunately, there is no timetable for resolving these issues. In addition, it is possible that other titles may also be removed, but we will try to inform everyone if this situation occurs. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause our users, and we will do our best to find a solution to this issue. One of the site admins, known as Dimpasoft Chris, commented on Twitter about this situation. Well, this is worrying. We received the news a few minutes ago that we are forced to withdraw a large number of our titles from Dimpasoft. Extremely disappointing, but considering what happened to DL site earlier this year, not entirely surprising. And before anyone suggests it, no, cryptocurrencies are not the solution either. You can find plenty of random ways to receive payments, but if banks can simply close your account, where exactly will those payments go? It's not like we can tell people to send us cash payments. This action has caused an uproar among users users and adult content hentai distributors in Japan who have already faced similar situations. The unilateral decision of the bank operators has been questioned, generating a debate on the fairness of these measures. Many consider the actions of banks and credit card companies such as Visa and MasterCard to be a violation of consumer rights. During recent negotiations for a new international treaty on cybercrime at the UN, Western countries, led by the United States and the European Union, have proposed decriminalizing certain forms of adult content featuring minors. Among these exceptions, adult material depicting fictional or AI-generated minors, including manga and doujinshi, stands out. A delegate from Austria explained the Western perspective clearly: minors over the age of 14 have the right to engage in sexual relations. It is our conviction that images produced in the course of a legal and voluntary relationship should not be criminalized. Germany backed this position, stating that these exceptions represent the bare minimum for signing up to the treaty. However, a bloc of 22 countries, led by Syria, strongly opposes these exceptions, arguing that they undermine the purpose of the convention, which is to protect children. These countries, which include Russia, China, Pakistan, and Saudi Arabia, argue that decriminalizing adult content featuring fictitious minors and practices such as sexting between minors could lead to impunity for sexual abusers. The future of the treaty remains uncertain, with countries divided between those seeking to maintain current international child protection standards and those advocating greater flexibility in the treatment of fictional or self-generated material. Torinoana, one of the leading doujinshi and otaku merchandise retailers in Japan, has recently announced the suspension of Visa and MasterCard financial services for its online store. This drastic change severely affects users' ability to purchase products using these cards, significantly reducing the distributor's sales volume and thus royalties for authors and content creators. Torinoana's official statement mentions that, as of now, purchases through Visa and MasterCard will no longer be available on its platform. Although other payment options, such as JCB, will continue to be accepted, the elimination of these two credit card giants significantly limits the ways in which customers can make purchases. This move by Visa and MasterCard is part of a broader trend of large financial companies that, fearing a bad public image, decide to withdraw their services from sectors considered controversial, such as doujinshi and H. The pressure from these companies to avoid associations with content that could be considered controversial is reshaping the landscape of commerce in this niche market. Taru Yamada, a member of the House of Representatives in Japan, shared a statement on his social networks informing about the recent approval of the draft of the new cybercrime treaty at the UN Ad Hoc Commission. According to Yamada, a significant breakthrough was achieved by maintaining the possibility of limiting regulations only to real people, thus preventing fictional content, such as anime, manga, and video game characters, from falling under the threat of censorship. However, Yamada warned that the battle is not yet over, as there are latent risks in the ratification phase and in the implementation of national laws in Japan. Yamada noted that, prior to the vote, he held a final round of negotiations at the UN headquarters in New York with the Vice Chair of the Ad Hoc Commission and the Director of the Unlocked Treaty Office, John Brandolino. These final efforts were crucial to ensure that the treaty does not include excessive regulations on fictitious content, an issue that has generated great concern in the Japanese community and among free speech advocates. The treaty, which came at the behest of Russia and began discussions at the UN in late 2019, has been the subject of controversy due to potential implications for Japanese popular culture. China, in particular, has been a strong advocate of a stricter regulatory framework aiming to control the influence of Japanese anime, manga, and video game content in its own country. Yamada praised the efforts of Japan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Ministry of Justice for their key role in the negotiations, noting that these entities succeeded in keeping the defense of freedom of expression as a priority. The news has generated a strong reaction in the online community, with many expressing relief and gratitude to Yamada and the Japanese authorities for protecting one of the pillars of Japanese culture. If it wasn't for Yamada, anime and manga culture in Japan would have been destroyed by China. It's terrifying to think what could have happened, commented one user on a forum. In a recent political move, Taru Yamada, a member of the House of Representatives in Japan, came to the defense of the adult content industry in Japan, which has been facing increasing pressure from interbank companies such as Visa and MasterCard. These companies have been withdrawing their banking services from adult content distribution sites, putting a significant portion of the industry's financial transactions at risk. The problem is serious, as Visa and MasterCard operate the vast majority of bank cards worldwide, and the loss of these services means a considerable reduction in the site's ability to conduct transactions, which in turn directly affects their revenues. Taru Yamada decided to take matters into his own hands and traveled to Visa's offices in San Francisco, USA, where he presented a detailed report on the situation, and the industry's response was swift. Sites such as Ecchi, known for distributing adult content and other sensitive material, have started accepting Visa bank card payments again. In addition, it is rumored that DealSite, another major distributor, may follow suit and bring back Visa card payments. In recent weeks, there has been a notable increase in actions against pirate anime streaming sites, leading to the closure of several popular platforms operating in Vietnam. Chief among these sites, aniwave.to, formerly known as 9anime, which received a staggering 170 million monthly views, aniwave.to, along with other related sites such as animesurge.to and unix.to, has decided to abruptly close its doors, issuing a farewell message that came as a surprise to many of its users. In the announcement, the site's operators noted that now that everything has improved, it's also time to say goodbye. It's hard to part with something we've invested so much effort and passion into, but it's something we have to do. This message ends with advice that resonates throughout the anime community. If possible, use paid legal services. It's something we should do to show our respect for content creators and producers. This kind of message is not new in the world of pirate streaming. The same parting tone was used by fboxc.to, another popular site linked to movies, which also recently shut down. fboxc.to accumulated more than 55 million monthly visits in recent months, but has now decided to cease operations, urging its users to support content creators through legal platforms. The wave of closures seems to be connected to a coordinated action by authorities and organizations such as the MPA, Motion Picture Association, and ACE, Alliance for Creativity and Entertainment, who see Vietnam as a key point in the fight against online piracy. This is not the first time that Vietnam has found itself at the center of these operations. In 2018, the 123 Movies site, also originating from Vietnam, was shut down following an international operation. Now, the fate seems to be repeating itself with sites linked to Movies and Uniwave. These closures are leaving a significant mark on the pirated anime streaming landscape. With the demise of these platforms, millions of users are left without access to free content and urged to opt for legal alternatives. As more information comes to light, it will be interesting to watch how the situation evolves and how it affects the anime community at large. In recent weeks, a comment posted by an erotic artist on the DealSite platform has generated a great deal of discussion and gone viral on Japanese social networks. The comment in question, posted alongside a screenshot showing nearly 16,000 digital copies of his work sold, reveals that the author has raised over 6 million yen, which is equivalent to over $43,000 US dollars. The message accompanying the image read, "Even at my level, just by drawing a few illustrations, we're talking about a world of several million. Plus, since it keeps selling steadily, the money keeps coming in indefinitely. It's better to become an illustrator than to work as a salaried employee." In a recent interview with Nikkei, Crunchyroll's top brass, Rahul Purini, CEO, and Gita Rebapragada, COO, discussed the past, present and future of the anime industry, stressing the importance of the medium remaining inherently Japanese and focused on Japanese creators. When asked about how to maximize the popularity of anime in light of past failures, such as the Japanese government's Cool Japan project, Purini expressed support for any initiative that would increase the number of anime fans and the production of more works. However, he stressed the importance of maintaining the Japanese essence in anime. "I believe anime should be inherently Japanese and told from the perspective of Japanese creators. We want more anime, more diverse stories, and it's crucial that Japanese creators continue to be involved." This view is likely to resonate with many fans who wish to preserve a clear distinction between the themes and animation styles typical of Japanese anime and animation produced in other countries. The question remains, however, as to how productions such as The Glassworker, a film animated in Pakistan but heavily inspired by the art style of Japan's famed Studio Ghibli, fit into this vision. This film, animated by Mano Animation Studios, was very well received at the Annecy International Animated Film Festival in June. Although Purini advocates that anime should retain its Japanese essence, he says that stories worthy of adaptation can come from anywhere. A notable example is the anime series based on the Korean webtoon Solo Leveling, which has generated great buzz and was pitched by Crunchyroll to its Japanese sister company, Aniplex, due to global audience demand. These were the most relevant news of the month. Thanks for watching until the end. Don't forget to check the other videos of the channel. Until next time.